Call Holoyim La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I want to give a double honors to the apostles and elders that prophesied and rule well for the hopeful 144 and 1/3 of Yasharallah, who this world refers to as Israel, starting at the house of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim, who teach and learn in sincerity. Shalom to the Akwith, who learn in sincerity. It's your brother, Kanan. And this is a continuation. I got cut off one of them spam calls, so you already know that was a straight arrow from Satan. Oh well. This is a continuation to these effing meaning fucking ish people, okay? Calling them out, putting them on blast. So I was at Jeremiah 50 and 45. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that he have taken against Babylon, that's spiritual Babylon, over here in the United States of America, okay? And his purpose, that he has purposed against the land of the Chaldeans, surely the least of the flock. And once again, we explained in the first portion of this video that least of the flock is the ancestors of Esau, through his bloodline. We got 12 tribes, he has tribes, referred to as dukes, okay, and whatnot. And Amalek is the top of them, which is the least of the flock, though. And here was once again some of the offsprings of Edom, Esau, okay, through that tribe Amalek, which also Alexander the Greek goes back to Amalek, okay. So before that, we was in Job 9 and 24. You know, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. All right, now. This is the book of Zechariah 9 and 6. And a bastard shall dwell in Ashtaroth. And Ashtaroth is a part of Israel, okay? And it is pointing out the fact that imposters live there, okay? The 48ers, all right? And I will cut off the pride of the Philistines. Now, those Philistines are not the Palestinians today. The Philistines go back to Hamites, okay? But no, nevertheless, the bastard still dwells in Israel today. Once again, I mentioned in the first video, that's why those ICBMs will go over there with those high concentrated lasers of the chariots of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and those angels, and put in work on that land and sanitize it, okay? So it could be restored for righteousness, all right? Once again, wickedness has only its time that's been appointed to be cut off. And this is an example to show Yasharallah and the rest of the nations how you should not live, okay? He did that with Sodom and Gomorrah, all right? And once again, why did he build up Egypt? To make his fame known amongst the world, amongst the nations. Now he's doing it for the grand finale. Okay, so let's get that bastard. Give you two different definitions of this. First of all,
Ish.
To some extent, how can you some extent be a person? We're not mutts. We come from our father's lineage. That's the most beautiful thing about Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. He is not the author of confusion. I'm no longer in middle school going around telling people I'm half this, half that, got this, got that in me. Those days are over. The Wadi Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. I accept and understand it. Not only are you are your father's father, but you come back through the regeneration. The 3rd to 4th generation through your father. Okay, that's who you was, is your lot. That's who we are. So Ish does not add up to the true people of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai that are spoken of in these scriptures. You so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics. Also you speckled birds that can look like any nation, including Edom. But it comes back to your father's seed, not your mother. Okay, your father. All right, so that's one. And here's the other. A true bastard. Okay, what book am I reading this scriptures through you to? Am I reading it out the Quran? No, I'm reading out the Bible. Okay, the scriptures given to Yasharallah, the law, statutes, and commandments, the history books / future book because it gives us everything to the very end. It's the whole storybook, okay? Written to right on this side the election of Yasharallah, he Prince of Power, you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics. Okay, now what book do those Ish people read from? Look, here it goes. The Talmud is a center text of rabbinic Judaism and the primary source of Jewish, once again, sort of kind of wannabe people, religious laws, and Jewish theories. So they don't go under this, they don't go under the law, statutes, and commandments. They don't go under the Old Testament or the New Testament. They disregard Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is the Hamashiach, the savior of the work of our nation. Okay? So I just wanted to get that. That's the prime example of them being bastards, getting straight to the point and keeping it simple. Kiss. Okay? So back to these scriptures. This is the book of, oh, it's about to go down. This is the book of Joel. And the water for your patience. The book of Joel 3, starting at verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. That's the northern and southern tribe. Hey, he's done it. Okay? And I will altogether, Salakia, and I, okay, Salakia, Joel 3, verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Okay, and that's what we know as Armageddon. Okay, Jehoshaphat. All right, which means the mount of judgment. Okay, and and will plead with them. Therefore, my people, and for my heritage. Israel, it says it right there. His people, his heritage, Yasharallah. Now, look, what does that plead mean? That plead is not speaking of argue with you, talk to you. No, he said, I will not meet you as a man. That plead is go to war. Once again, Yahweh Shai and those chariots full of angels, okay, which you will come to find out are dark complected beings, dark complected men looking like African Americans with big beards. Okay, well, sooner or later you're going to be forced to come to that realization. Okay, not blue people, not bug-eyed, big green head people, none of that. No. Okay, you're amongst the angels of Yasharallah right now. All right, we're just stuck in these chains, this flesh. Okay, which makes our which makes us mortal, and we're not meant to be mortal. We're meant to be immortal. All right. Okay, this is back to 2, Salakia. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Once again, what we know as Armageddon, World War III, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Yasharallah, whom they have scattered amongst the nations and parted my land. Okay? The land over in Yasharallah and the land over here that was first given to the northern tribe before it was invaded by Esau. Okay. Once again, Christopher Columbus, sound familiar? Now I'm Hebrew hopscotch down to Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles. Prepare you war. Now this Gentile is you 17 nations, once again starting with Edom, and that's exactly what you have been doing. If we're paying attention and we're not distracted by all the pleasures and of the flesh and distractions that are given to us, circus and bread is what I'm trying to say. If you really paying attention, especially you watchmen, all right, proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords. Now, what is the plowshares going to? Your agriculture, your farming, how you normally will go about getting investing in your land and your crops and doing, to keep things going, keep your country going afloat. No, turn them into swords. Now who's always keeping the sword? United Snakes of America, spiritual Babylon. Do you know? Edom. And also, hold on now, they're not alone. Russia, the bear, Edom, keeping the sword. They never stopped the sword from swinging. Okay. All right. And your prune hooks into spears. Okay. Once again, that's telling you what's a prune hook. That's tilting the land, turn it into spears. Okay. Hold on, Salakia. Let me get that before I make a mistake here. Your prune hooks. Okay, knives. Now, prune hooks could go into fishing. I'm not for sure, Salakia. But it's a sharp instrument still used for, obviously, for either for food or agriculture. And now he's saying turn that into spears. Okay, let the weak say, "I am strong." How have they done that? Look at what these other nations are doing. Oh, I got a prime example. Was that Iran or who? Somebody said this recently that we got a nuke and we ready. I guess it's Iran ready to go because once again the least of the flock. Israel over there just putting their hand out everywhere it shouldn't go. Just like the United States of America, always in somebody's backyard, Israel's touching everybody in the wrong way. Okay, so now you got we've been knowing about North Korea flexing that day, pointing that thing around. Hey, it can go at any time. Like I said, these are the people that's going to be responsible for mere destruction, mere assured destruction. Salakia. All right. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together. And those heathens also go into 2/3 of our people because you're going to be in the military worldwide. Remember, Jacob is amongst all the nations. Okay, a little here, a little there, mainly over here in spiritual Babylon where we're all 12 tribes are carrying out the captivity, but we're everywhere. And if you're not serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, you sleep. You're a sleeper cell for Satan, okay? For the left hand of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Assemble yourselves and come, ye all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together around about. There cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I set to judge all the heathen round about. And he means all the heathen, okay? No doubt about it. All right, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get ye down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. And it tells us in Revelations, starting with spiritual Babylon, the wickedness has overflowed. The cup is filled up, man. He's ready to take this spiritual whore out of here, and the other nations, put them in submission. Okay, all the nations. All right. Here's my fair use copyright 107. Not selling any products, strictly educational purposes.
Officials are bracing for a potential attack from Iran in retaliation for recent assassinations of the top Hezbollah and Hamas leaders. The attack could reportedly come as early as today.
Trey Yanks joins us from Haifa, Israel. Trey, good morning.
Yeah, Carly, Joey, good morning. Israel is bracing as the country worries that an attack from Iran and its proxies could be just around the corner. The Wall Street Journal does report that Iran told U.S. and Arab.
Now, you know this attack is going to make that draft come alive. So listen up, you young fellas and older. That draft is coming. Okay, once again, this is touching NATO. When they go with Iran, this is touching NATO. They got to go. Okay?
Diplomats that it didn't care if its counterstrike started a war. Jordan's foreign minister was in Iran yesterday for a meeting, and President Biden is scheduled to speak with Jordanian King Abdullah II. But there has been very little public Iranian interaction with those trying to avert a crisis. With this in mind, Israel is taking steps to prepare for prolonged conflict, as reports indicate the initial Iranian response could come in waves and include extensive missile and drone attacks. A document sent to mayors of northern cities told officials to prepare for water outages, power cuts, and evacuations. And in Jerusalem, an underground command bunker for government officials was opened by the Shin Bet security agency. Preparations for war in the north, and with Iran coming with fighting inside the Gaza Strip, you have Israeli negotiators in the region traveling to Cairo, Egypt this weekend for talks about a possible ceasefire. They reportedly made no progress. Israel has ramped up strikes against Gaza in recent days, going after Hamas, but killing dozens of civilians in the process. The real question now is what comes next for the region. There are ongoing negotiations behind the scenes and conversations taking place, but the current stance of Israeli officials is the question of an Iranian attack is not if, but rather when.
Wow. Yeah,
Joey,
and we
Carly?
know what happened in April when Iran launched 350 drones and missiles into Israel. What is this potential attack expected to look like? As you say, it could come in waves.
So I've been speaking with Israeli defense officials, and they say they are worried this time around because they think they'll get less warning time before the attack is actually launched. Remember, in April, there were drones launched ahead of time, and this gave the Israelis an indication that the attack was underway. The Iranians followed up with cruise and ballistic missiles. This time, if they lead with ballistic missiles or with an attack and barrage from Hezbollah along the border in northern Israel, it could catch the Israelis off guard and overwhelm their air defense systems. So initial reports do indicate that strategic military targets like the port behind me in Haifa could be on the target list for the Iranians. And the real concern here is that this counterattack by Iran could unravel and lead the region into a much broader war.
Wow.
Carly?
And President
Joey?
Biden is expected to convene a national security team today to discuss